Hey everyone, we are at Hardscrabble Camp, which is just outside the Fringe, the Gates of Madness. The Fringe has been taken by the forces of order, and we must do something about that. I was all excited about being able to summon a Golden Saint, but you can only do it once a day. So that makes it not as great. But it is a reward from Sheogorath, so beware. So I did look it up. The Hearts of Order do need to be put into those generators, but you need to use 3 of them, and you need to make sure that each of the knights, so you kill a knight, put in the heart, kill a knight, put in a heart, kill a knight, put in a heart, kill the priest. Arrived in the Fringe to find it has been completely conquered by the forces of order. Past Mall may have been attacked. I should take a closer look. So, the colors are gone. The mushrooms are gone. We just have the crystals.
Have you brought reinforcements?
I am the reinforcements.
For Shelden! For the vanguard! For Shelden! Eta! Ariel! For Shelden! Eta!
Alright, now we're back to the Eta Oriole.
Kneel before... For Shelden! Kneel before the saints! For Shelden! For Shelden!
Okay, I'm more concerned about hitting my allies and having them beat me to death than I am actually...
Eta! Ariel! Ariel!
So as much as I love this roleplay sword, it is such a pain.
Kneel before the saints! Kneel before the saints! For the vanguard! Ariel! For the vanguard! Kneel before the saints! Kneel before the saints!
Your Grace, a dark time has been thrust upon us. Passwall is under attack. We are outmatched and outnumbered. At first light, the spire at the center of town became active. Immediately, the area around it began to crystallize and change. Soon after that, the sky darkened and the nights came.
Knights? Tell me about them.
The nights are relentless. They do not tire, they do not fear, and they do not stop coming. They appear out of nowhere at the base of the spire. We kill 5 of them, 5 more come. We've lost too many of the Orioles already. I fear that we will not be able to hold the town for much longer.
Spire, what is it?
You've seen the spire in Passwall. It is believed to be a monument from times past, but its true purpose appears to be more sinister. It appears to be a source of power for these invaders. A portal or some sort of gate. I don't know. If we cannot disable or destroy it somehow, I do not think that we can stop this invasion.
What can we do to stop this?
I have an idea how we might be able to stop them, but for now we must survive. I've been losing Orioles with each attack, and I'm down to nothing but men. We are
No.
pinned down here. If we lose, the gates of madness will fall. If the gates fall, the enemy
I'm
will
sure the men are
flood into the
fine.
Isles. We will be helpless to stop them. But now that you've arrived, perhaps we can slow them down.
What must we do?
We cannot talk now. We don't have very long until the next wave arrives. Even though I have served with these Orioles for centuries, as the Duke of Mania, it is your right to command the troops. Command them if you will, or leave it to me. Either way, make haste. Our time is short.
I trust your judgment.
I thank you for your trust. In your name, and for the sake of the Shivering Isles, I shall not disappoint you. Inspect the battlefield and provide what aid you can to the troops. Speak with me when you feel that they are ready for battle. Form up. By the staff, we will not allow this town to fall. Are you prepared for battle, Your Grace?
Let's begin.
I imagine that we will not have to wait long, Your Grace. Go.
No, it always, you know, like, these servants are not crazy. Every other
Here they
servant
come.
of every other creature, of every other Daedra, kind of follows the preferences of their Daedra Lord, but Golden Saints are just eminently sane. Okay, I'm taking much less damage with the new gear. That's nice. The shield is better than the armor. Wow, what happened? I wasn't even freezing up. I was able to move. Okay, where is my... Oh, okay. Shield. There we go. Yeah, it's... the shortcuts just aren't really responding. But I have a neato pretty dress.
Kneel before the saints!
Reform! Back to your ranks!
So I'm searching for those parts of order, in the assumption that I will need them.
Kneel before the saints!
Kneel before the saints!
Not so many Golden Saints left, huh? Oh. Yeah, this is just weird. I don't want to hit my buddies.
Eta Oriole! to your positions. Don't break rank.
Is there something that primal something? Oh, I can't search. Oh, it's just the primal order sword. It kind of looked like a scroll, like
Hold!
their primal orders,
Kneel before the saints!
like clans. Oh, sweetheart. Wow. Okay. Okay, she rose back up, but yeah, my action up.
Etar, Ariel!
Kneel before the saints.
For the man god! For the man god!
Force of knights attacking Passwell have been eliminated. I should speak to Auric Disha about the situation.
Etar, Ariel! For the
Stop
man
attacking
god!
people.
Etar, Ariel!
Hmm. Long days and nights at the forge make you strong and tough. You're now an apprentice armorer. Your repair hammers now last twice as long. Okay, much less in repair bills now that I'm just wearing a pretty dress. Okay, 4 of these guys left.
Victory is ours. For the moment. We must discuss our next move. The Spire is obviously their source of power. This battle will not end until we find a way to shut it down.
How do we do that?
I am not certain, but do not lose heart. I have an idea. The ruins of Zedaphen run under Passwall. The entrance to the south of the town has been sealed for centuries. One of my scouts reported that the ruins have been opened recently, and a number of these knights are now guarding the entrance.
Did you send the scout inside?
I did, and she did not return. I can only assume that she was caught and killed.
Tell me what you're thinking.
If we attempt to assault Zedaphen, Passwall will be overrun and we will lose the Fringe. Additionally, our forces are dangerously thin. We have no idea what opposition may await us inside.
So you're suggesting that I go?
Your insight is impressive. While we draw their attention here, you should be able to slip inside Zedaphen. Once inside, search for the source of the Spire's power. It must be underground somewhere. Once you find it, destroy it. Good luck, Your Grace. May the truth light your way through the darkness. Go.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry for the Golden Saint seam across the chest. That is somewhere in my mod list, but it's not egregious enough for me to risk messing with stuff and actually breaking my game, so my gameplay is not seamless. All the colors gone.
Where did you go? Come out where I can see.
Yeah. It's all just so clumsy. So much rather shoot things. See how little damage this bow does? It doesn't make any sense. You know, they really just force me to use a sword just in self-defense. It's such a shame. To be fair, the sword isn't doing much better. I hate that attack sound, by the way. It's just, there is so much Ariel and screaming of the NPCs. It's just, they're too loud and they're terrible sounds. Yeah, so I don't really understand, because if you look at my character stats, I mean, I'm level, what, 17, 18? Levels, no, it's level 16. But my intelligence is 108. My agility is at 100. It affects the damage I deal with bows. I've got, like, one of the better bows in the game. I specialize in marksmanship. So it's just weird. I don't understand the way that this game, you know, is just so imbalanced. Yeah, it does nothing. It is so undignified. And this is on the, like, the easiest difficulty too. Why do they make this so that you have to hit something 40 times? Oh, they have hair. So yeah, there's definitely something wrong with my Shivering Isles clothing mods, no doubt. I could probably summon a Dremora, but I can't stand the sounds they make. I don't care how strong they are. They are the worst company. I've made my way into the ruins of Zedifin. I must seek out the spire's source of power, find a way to deactivate it. Well, that's helpful. Okay, that's a priest. I can't...
The Grey March is upon you, fool!
Yeah, this is tough.
Order will rule this realm. It is foreordained.
Yeah, this is just tough to take in practical terms of this is just not fun to do this much hack and slash to kill one thing.
Where are... There she is! Where are... Come closer. Taste the power of the Lord of Order.
Okay, that one I could actually kill, and he has the Sedivin key. wonder if out of sheer exhaustion I should just start making these things explode. I didn't really get myself any other sort of flammable touch. Yeah, see, Blessing of Mania also, Frenzy, only usable once a day. These, when you only have a few quick slots and you already have, it's just bad game design. Oh, definitely, you got to give them the props for the fact that Skyrim is far superior in combat. And the bow really finally comes into its own. So that is likely the scout. Open the door with the Zedifin key. What is that? Well, I know what you are. You're a pain. Alright, I'm gonna actually try some magic, see how I do. I'm probably just gonna set my... No, I don't like any of those. I might have to go back to the mainland and buy some spells and try making my own. I just won't have enough of a magicka. I really want to get my conjuration up, and I'm just gonna need to spend my magicka on that. To be fair, this is probably later game content that I should be doing at a higher level. I can do this, it's just, it's just tedious and, not fun. Loud. These guys are just obnoxious. Okay, so there's one of these guys that's lower health, and I can't find them and keep one of them targeted, so it's just, frustrating. Okay, that's him. Conjuration mastery increases. Through steady practice, you've discovered more creatures to summon from the plains of Oblivion. You're now a journeyman in conjuration magic and can cast journeyman-level conjuration spells. Okay, interesting ragdoll. Yeah, my own guy ends up fighting me because we just move around so much. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna try the Faded Wraith. Ah, freaky. That was a bit better. Of course, sound it makes is terrible, but Yeah, one of the benefits of the boat is just being able to much better, you know, not just swing wildly and hit my own guys. Everybody makes horrible, annoying sounds. Summon a squeaky wheel, a dripping faucet, and nails on a chalkboard to fight at your side. Okay, is there anything else I can do? Cross-Atronach. Just gonna try Frost-Atronach for now. Okay, and that's until I level up, that's pretty much my limit. Please don't make horrible noises. Wow, that Frost-Atronach did not last long. Alright, the smartest thing for me to do is find a corner and back myself into it. Which is not a fighting technique you should usually do, but at least I will be able to prioritize one of them and keep the targeting easier. I have plenty of potions, I'm not really worried about dying. It's just... this is tedious. Okay. The beauty of the Frost-Atronach is it's quiet. Thank you. Yeah, sneak attack at my skill level does very, very little. Okay, so corners are terrible real-life strategy, much better game strategy in terms of being able to stabilize the view and not chase other things around. Okay, let me put up a restore health potion. Hot bar. The gate will not... Oh. What do you mean the gate will not open for me? Stupid gate. Alright. Oops. Not what I meant to Okay, Frost Atronach is good Atronach. I'm sorry, I didn't mean whatever I did for the last 30 seconds of your life. Could you... Alright. I guess I'll just get my restoration up. Huh? Look, I didn't mean it. You have not learned that battle is chaotic in your few moments of living. Well, I guess that's the only thing you learned. What's a hand? Oh, dear. I'm on the other side of the gate that will not open for me, yes? What the... Okay. Guess we try this entrance? Good. Discovered the source of the Order's power, an obelisk. It's having its power amplified by the spire that leads to the center of Passwall. I must find a way to shut down the obelisk. Hey,
It's
Sheldon.
you. I remember you. What are you doing down here? How did you get past the knights? When they attacked, I ran from Passwall. They didn't say a word. They just started killing. The screams. By the staff, you can't imagine the screams.
Pretty sure I
Fellas
can.
and I slipped down here thinking we'd be safe. But no, we landed right in the middle of them. Fellas ran off with them and left me to die. Me! That ingrate. Disloyal cur. Imagine leaving me here all alone.
They took Fellas?
I didn't say they took him. He went with them. I've heard his voice a few times around here. I think he joined them.
Why haven't you tried to escape?
Every time I look for a way out, I get twisted around and end up back here. But I'm too smart for them. You seem to have no trouble, though. Look at you, barely a scratch. You'd be the perfect person to protect me.
It's very dangerous here.
This place is a nightmare. Knights everywhere, these priests, and whatever they've done to fellas. Listen, those people in Passwall need me. Can you imagine how they'd ever get along if I died down here?
Sure. With me.
I'll do what I can to help. I like to hurt things. Maybe I can hurt these damn knights.
Okay, Sheldon. Hey, you're stuck, aren't you? Okay. Good job. else get the feeling that Sheldon's gonna die pretty fast?
I want my crabs more visibly
Or
here.
that I'm gonna hit him and he's gonna start killing me? Oh. I'm really sick of this sword not being hot food.
That the best you can do? Smack!
Come on. Up here. Everybody back into a corner. Come on. Sheldon is unconscious.
I'm just warming up.
Hey, Sheldon. Good job, man.
What's that?
Let's get this over with.
Okay. Obelisk of Order. I want to place a Heart of Order into the obelisk. Yes. Okay. So, now, we kill this one.
Yay! Let's get.
Okay. Now, place a Heart of Order. Yes. Should create another one. Kill it. Okay. Place a Heart of Order. The obelisk does not respond. Do I want to place a Heart of Order? Yes. I place a third Heart of Order into the obelisk. I've overloaded the obelisk and collapsed the spire. The caverns are now coming down around me, and I must escape before I'm trapped. Oh, well, that sounds like I should save. Come on, Sheldon. Let's go. Let's go. Time to go. It's time to go. We're going. We're going. Sorry, Sheldon. Okay. Please don't tell me everything respawned in here, because I wouldn't like that. Let's just, shall we? Wow! That's a good thing I saved. I think it was a rock that fell on my head. Yeah, rocks. Rocks? Shelden, you made it! What is the way out? I'm gonna assume over here-ish. Ah, jump, 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 jump! My acrobatics suck. Jump, jump, jump. Oh, that was bad. We don't want to go that way. I have no idea where I'm going, obviously. Shelden, I do think you should be the mayor. I mean, good job. Let's go, let's go, let's go! Dead end, dead end, dead end. What? Button am I pushing for what? Where am I going? Somebody help me. I need someone else's mommy. Oh, wow. Oh, seriously, what the hell? Okay. I'm going the wrong way. Who is shocked by that? Okay. Come on, Shelden. This way, Shelden. Run, 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 run. Another completely unhelpful map. And Shelden. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Hey,
Nope.
I hear something over
Jump, jump, jump. Jump, jump. Woo! Weehaw!
there. Hey, is that...
Okay. We don't like that. How are you surviving all of this, Shelden? Are you really Cheryl Gorath? Okay, so I have to wait for the cave in here. Rocks, rocks, rocks. Red shit shooting at me. Rocks, rocks, rocks. Just one last little rock on my head like I told you so. And I'm stuck. And I'm stuck. Rocks, rocks, rocks.
Hey, is that... I hear something
You hear something over where?
away from me.
Run, run, run. Wrong way. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yikes. So much yikes. More yikes. More yikes than I likes. Okay. I think that's it. And I only died, what, 5 times? I survived the collapsing ruin of Zedifin. I should seek out Orgdesha and ask her how the battle above ground went. Shelden? Shelden. Oh, Shelden, man. Hey!
Yes, what is it? I'm going to stay here and help rebuild this place. These fools
Good
need
for
me.
you, man. I mean, you're crazy as fuck, but good for you. I like your hustle.
Your Grace, you're alive.
Yes.
The saints stand strong, Your Grace.
Good. I mean, several of them don't, but I don't see a quest marker. There she is. Sorry, I just stepped on a golden saint's head, and that was rude, but it's been a day.
I cannot believe it. You survived. We were certain that your light had been lost. I apologize for doubting you, Your Grace. You are a most worthy leader. Perhaps the greatest warrior to ever hold the seat of Mania.
Yeah, you should have seen me 5 minutes
But
ago.
I fear that our work is not yet done. The area is still overrun with knights that were not destroyed in the Spire. You should return to the palace and speak with Sheogorath. Ask him how he plans to defend this realm.
I'm sure his plan is like guava jam or something. It's probably... Shelden, man, I just want to tell you thank you.
I'm going to stay here and help rebuild this place. These fools need me.
You're awesome. Alright. So, as you can see, there are no port spots to No Sheoth now. Oh, maybe I need to leave the Fringe. Yeah, let me see. But I might need to run all the way. During quest... You know, honestly, I don't think I've ever done this content this far. So I don't really know what happens, but it might be something where they have eliminated the free teleport spots and fast travel to accentuate a plot point, which would be that, you know, everything is now covered in crystals. There's a door there, right? Let me in. This is unfortunate. Okay, there we go. No, yeah, all I had to do was zone. That's cool. Okay. Sheoth Palace. So we didn't see Syl. I mean, I love her fabulous dress, but I wouldn't take it and wear it because that thing would kill me. So, no people, no guard. Oh. Hi.
Your Grace.
Hello. Yeah, if I ever did this, I don't actually remember it. I haven't, as I said, mostly when I played Oblivion, I just ran around, did alchemy. Focus crystal. I want to touch it. What do? You don't do anything. It's a shame. Okay. So, it has been, never since I completed this, I think.
Always a pleasure.
News of your success in the Fringe precedes you. To further cement the victory, I have an important task for you to perform. You will seek the assistance of Relmina Vernum in Zalcel to rebuild the Gatekeeper. You remember? The creature you killed to get in here. With the Gatekeeper restored and Zadillion in operation, we won't have to worry about anything getting in. Things already here are another matter. You'll need to speak with Relmina Vernum. She'll help you with your task. Strange woman has some unusual tastes. With that done, the Fringe should be secure. For now. I can feel things start to get a little hairy. And not in the good way, like on your head. It's essential. Simply essential. If only it were essentially simple, but it's not. I want him there guarding those gates. If any of Jigglag's forces show up, he should be ready for them. It wouldn't do to just let them in if more show up. And more always show up. Still and all, I think things are going well, considering. Go talk to Relmina in Zosselm. Tell her you're working for me. Oh, she'd do anything for me, that little minx. A powerful sorceress. Maybe a genius? And a complete lunatic. All in all, my kind of person. I brought her to my realm so she could continue to study her sixth element. Honestly, I didn't know there were 5 already. She's a bit obsessed with it. And with me! Makes dealing with her difficult. You shouldn't have any problems, though. No one likes you that much. Send Relmina my love. That'll get her going.
Now, I want to see if, as the Duke, I actually have, like, books and a bed. Because that'd be cool. Because I need to level up.
Welcome to the House of
Yeah,
Mania.
I'm the Duke, right? Okay. Okay. Palace grounds, Sheogorath Palace, Halcyon Conservatory. I haven't gone back this way, it looks. Let's see if I can find a bed.
Mania.
Okay, see their bed. Stop. More stuff. Okay, Myths of Sheogorath. By Monophanos. Sheogorath invents music. In the earliest of days, in a time when the world was still raw, Sheogorath decided to walk amongst the mortals. He donned his guise of gentleman with a cane and moved from place to place without being recognized. After 11 days and 11 nights, Sheogorath decided that life among mortals was even more boring than his otherworldly existence. What can I do to make their lives more interesting? He said to himself. At that same moment, a young woman nearby commented wistfully to herself, "The sounds of the birds are so beautiful." Sheogorath silently agreed with her. Mortals could not make the beautiful and inspired calls of birds. Their voices were wretched and mundane. He could not change the nature of mortals, for that was the purview of other Daedric princes. However, he could give them tools to make beautiful sounds. Sheogorath took hold of the petulant woman and ripped her asunder. From her tendons he made lutes. From her skull and arm bones he made a drum. From her bones he made flutes. He presented these gifts to the mortals, and thus music was born. Sheogorath and King Lyandir. King Lyandir was known to be an exceedingly rational man. He lived in a palace that was a small, simple structure, unadorned with art and ugly to look upon. "I do not need more than this," he would say. "Why spend my gold on such luxuries when I can spend it on my armies or on great public works?" His kingdom prospered under his sensible rule. However, the people did not always share the king's sense of practicality. They would build houses that were beautiful to look upon, although not necessarily very practical. They devoted time and energy to works of art. They would celebrate events with lavish festivals. In general, they were quite happy. King Lyandir was disappointed that more of them did not follow his example and lead frugal, sensible lives. He brooded on this for many years. Finally, he decided that his subjects simply didn't understand how much more they could accomplish if they didn't waste time on those frivolous activities. Perhaps, he reasoned, they just needed more examples. The king decreed that all new buildings must be simple, unadorned, and no larger than was necessary for their function. People were not happy about this, but they liked their king and respected the new law. In a few short years, there were more plain buildings than ornate ones. The citizens used the money saved to make and buy even more lavish art and hold even more excessive celebrations. Once again, King Lyandir decided to provide them a strict example of how beneficial it would be to use their time and resources for more practical purposes. He banned all works of art in the city. The people were quite put out by this, but they knew their king was doing what he thought was best for them. However, human nature is not so easily denied. In a few more years, the city was filled with plain, simple buildings and devoid of any sort of art. However, the people now had even more money and time to devote to their parties and festivals. With a heavy heart, King Lyander decided that his people were to be treated like children. And like all children, they needed rules and discipline laid down by great figures of authority to make them understand what was truly important in life. He decreed that there should be no revelry in the city. Singing, dancing, and music were all banned. Even food and drink were limited to water and simple foodstuffs. The people have had enough. Revolt was out of the question since King Lyander had a very well-trained and equipped army. They visited the shrines and temples in droves, praying to all the gods, and even to some of the Daedric princes, that King Lyander would revoke these new, oppressive laws. Sheogorath heard their pleas, and decided to visit King Lyander. He appeared to the king in his dreams as a field of flowers, each with arms instead of petals, and the face of the mad god in the center. I am Lord of the Creative, and Lord of the Deranged. Since you have no use for my gifts of creativity, I have decided to bless you with an abundance of my other gift. From that day forward, every child born in the city was born into madness. Since infants do not reveal illnesses of the mind, it was several years before this was realized. The king's own son was among the victims, suffering from seizures and delusions. Yet King Lyander refused to change his ways. When his son Glint was 12 years old, he stabbed his father while Lyander was sleeping. With his dying breath, King Lyander asked, "Why?" His son replied, "It is the most practical thing I can do." The new young king ordered all the palace servants slaughtered. He ordered a grand festival to celebrate his new reign and the repeal of Lyander's laws. He served the crowds a stew made from the carcasses of the palace servants. He ordered the east-facing walls of every building painted red, and the west-facing walls painted in stripes. He decreed that all citizens wear ornate masks on the backs of their heads. He then burned down the palace and began construction of a new one. In the new palace, the young king ordered his personal chambers not to have any doors, for fear that small woodland creatures would attack him. He ordered that it have no windows, for fear that the sun and moon were jealous of him and plotting his death. And thus ended the line of King Lyander. The people of the city returned to their grand works of art and raucous celebrations. They talked and acted as if they still had a living king, and even kept up the palace, using it to house and care for their mad children. Sheogorath was mightily pleased with this outcome. From that day forward, the city was blessed with more than the normal numbers of gifted artists and deranged citizens. The Contest of Wills. A mighty wizard named Revate once walked the winds of time to find Lord Sheogorath. His intent was to win a favor from this most capricious of the Daedric princes. Upon finding Sheogorath, Revate spoke humbly to him. "Lord Sheogorath, I beg a favor of you. I would gladly drive 1,000 men mad in your name if you would but grant me the greater magical powers." Fortunately for Revate, Sheogorath was in a playful mood. He proposed a game. "I will grant your wish if you are still sane in 3 days. During that time I will do my utmost to drive you mad. It shall be great fun." Revate was not so certain that he liked this new deal. He'd been really looking forward to driving 1,000 men mad. "Lord Sheogorath, I regret having disturbed you with my shallow, selfish request. I withdraw my unfortunate plea and will humbly leave this place." Sheogorath just laughed. "Too late, mighty Revate. The game is afoot, and you must play." Revate fled, only to find that all exits from the Daedric realm were now sealed. He wandered aimlessly, constantly looking over his shoulder, jumping at every noise. Each moment brought new terror as he waited for Sheogorath to begin. After 3 days, Revate was convinced that every plant and animal was a tool of Sheogorath. He hadn't eaten or drunk for fear that Sheogorath had poisoned the food or drink. He hadn't slept for fear of Sheogorath invading his dreams, which was foolish, as dreams are the domain of Vermina. May she grant us restful sleep. But of course, in the prior one, he appeared to King Lyander in his dreams, so he wasn't foolish. It was then that Sheogorath appeared to him. Revate cried out, "You have set the whole world to watching me. Every creature and plant are doing your bidding to drive me mad." Sheogorath replied, Actually, I've done nothing. You've driven yourself mad with your fears. Your delusions prove that you are truly deranged, and therefore, I win. When you wanted to make 1,000 men mad. While you wanted to make 1,000 men mad, I only wanted to break one man's mind. Yours. From that day forward, Ravate served Sheogorath's every whim. Whenever daring travelers try to approach Sheogorath, Ravate warns them, Sheogorath is already inside each of us. You have already lost. Alright, well, I don't want to disturb them. It looks like there is no bed.
Welcome to the Halcyon Conservatory.
Thank you. I'm
Welcome
certain I've never been here before, and certainly no— Oh, the Duke's quarters!
to the Halcyon
Yeah.
Conservatory.
Oh, this is the place I had to sneak around, didn't I? It had all those books. Look at the handsome man. Yay, I can read all the books. Sacred Witness. True History of the Night Mother by Enric Milnes. I've met countesses and courtesans, empresses and witches, ladies of war and slatterns of peace, but I have never met a woman like the Night Mother, and I never will again. I'm a writer, poet of some renown. If I told you my name, you may have heard of me, but very likely not. For decades until very recently, I had adopted the city of Sentinel on the coast of Hammerfell as my home, and kept the company of other artists, painters, tapistrists, and writers. No one I knew would have known an assassin by sight, at least of all the queen of them, the Blood Flower, the Lady Death, the Night Mother. Not that I had not heard of her. Some years ago I had the good fortune of meeting Palarn Asi, a respected scholar who had come to Hammerfell to do research for a book about the Order of Diagna. His essay, The Brothers of Darkness, together with Ygir Gorming's Fire and Darkness, The Brotherhoods of Death, are considered to be the canon tomes on the subject of Tamriel's orders of assassins. By luck, Gorming himself was also in Sentinel, and I was privileged to sit with the two in a dark skooma den in the musty slums of the city, as we smoked and talked about the Dark Brotherhood, the Morag Tong, and the Night Mother, while not disputing the possibility that the Night Mother may be immortal, or at least very long-lived. Asi thought it most likely that several women, and perhaps some men, throughout the ages had assumed the honorary title. It was no more logical to say there was only one Night Mother, he asserted, than to say there was only one King of Sentinel. Gorming argued there never was a Night Mother, or at least no human one. The Night Mother was Mephala herself, who the Brotherhood revered second only to Sithis. I don't suppose there's any way of knowing for certain, I said, in a note of diplomacy. Certainly there is, whispered Gorming with a grin. You could talk to that cloaked fellow in the corner. I had not noticed the man before, who sat by himself, eyes hidden by his cloak, seemingly as much a part of the dingy place as the rough stone and unswept floor. Turning back to Ymir, I asked him why that man would know about the Night Mother. He's a dark brother, hissed Palarn Asi. That's as plain as the moon's. Don't even joke about speaking with him about her. We moved on to other arguments about the Morag Tong and the Brotherhood, but I never forgot the image of the lone man, looking at nothing and everything in the corner of the dirty room, with fumes of skooma smoke floating around him like ghosts. When I saw him weeks later on the streets of Sentinel, I followed him. Yes, I followed him. The reader may reasonably ask why and how. I don't blame you for that. How was simply a question of knowing my city as well as I do. I'm not a thief, not particularly sure-footed and quiet, but I know the alleys and streets of Sentinel intimately, from decades' worth of ambling. I know which bridges creak, which buildings cast long, irregular shadows, the intervals at which the native birds begin to ululations of their evening songs. With relative ease, I kept pace with the Dark Brother and out of his sight and hearing. The answer to why is even simpler I have the natural curiosity of a born writer. When I see a strange, new animal, I must observe. It is the writer's curse. I trailed the cloaked man deeper into the city, down an alleyway so narrow it was scarcely a crack between two tenements, past a crooked fence, and suddenly, miraculously, I was in a place I'd never seen before. A little courtyard cemetery, with a dozen old half-rotted wooden tombstones. None of the surrounding buildings had windows that faced it, so no one knew this miniature necropolis existed. No one, except the 6 men and 1 woman standing in it. And me. The woman saw me immediately and gestured for me to come closer. I could have run, but no, I couldn't have. I'd pierced a mystery right in my adopted sentinel, and I could not leave it. She knew my name, and she said it with a sweet smile. The Night Mother was a little old lady with fluffy white hair, cheeks like wrinkled apples that still carried the flush of youth, friendly eyes, blue as the iliac bay. She softly took my arm as we sat down amidst the graves and discussed murder. She was not always in Hammerfell, not always available for direct assignment, but it seemed she enjoyed actually talking to her clientele. I did not come here to hire the Brotherhood, I said respectfully. Then why are you here? The Night Mother asked, her eyes never leaving mine. I told her I wanted to know about her. I did not expect an answer to that, but she told me. I do not mind the stories you writers dream up about me. Some of them are very amusing, and some of them are good for business. I like the sexy dark woman lounging in the divan in Karlovac Townaway's fiction particularly. The truth is that my history would not make a very dramatic tale. I was a thief long, long ago, back when the Thieves' Guild was only beginning. It's such a bother to sneak around a house while performing a burglary, and many of us found it most efficacious to strangle the occupant of the house, just for convenience. I suggested to the Guild that a segment of our order be dedicated to the arts and sciences of murder. It did not seem like such a controversial idea to me. The Night Mother shrugged. We had specialists in cat burglary, pickpocketing, lock-picking, fencing, all the other essential parts of the job. The Guild thought that encouraging murder would be bad for business. Too much, they argued. They might have been right, the old woman continued, but I discovered there's a profit to be made just the same from sudden death. Not only can one rob the deceased, but if your victim has enemies, which rich people often do, you can be paid for it even more. I began to murder people differently when I discovered that. After I strangled them, I would put 2 stones in their eyes, 1 black, 1 white. Why? I asked. It was a sort of calling card of mine. You're a writer. Don't you want your name on your books? I couldn't use my name, but I wanted potential clients to know me, my work. I don't do it anymore. No need to, but at the time, it was my signature. Word spread, and I soon had quite a successful business. And that became the Morag Tong? I asked. Oh, dear me, no. The Night Mother smiled. Morag Tong was around long before my time. I know I'm old, but I'm not that old. I merely hired on some of their assassins when they began to fall apart after the murder of the last potentate. They did not want to be members of the Tong anymore, and since I was the only other murder syndicate of any note, they just joined on. I phrased my next question carefully. Will you kill me now that you've told me all this? She nodded sadly, letting out a little grandmotherly sigh. You are such a nice, polite young man. I hate to end our acquaintanceship. I don't suppose you would agree to a concession or two in exchange for your life, would you? To my everlasting shame, I did agree. I said I would say nothing about our meeting, which, as the reader can see, was a promise I eventually, years later, chose not to keep. Why have I endangered my life thus? Because of the promises I did keep. I helped the Night Mother and the Dark Brotherhood in acts too despicable, too bloody for me to set to paper. My hand quivers as I think about the people I betrayed, beginning with that night. I tried to write my poetry, but ink seemed to turn to blood. Finally, I fled, changing my name, going to a land where no one would know me. And I wrote this, the true history of the Night Mother. from the interview she gave me on the night we met. It will be the last thing I ever write, because I know, and every word is true. Pray for me. Editor's note: though originally published anonymously, the identity of the author has never been in serious doubt. Any layman familiar with the work of the poet Enric Milnes will recognize Sacred Witness's familiar cadence and style in such books of his as the Alikir. Shortly after publication, Milnes was murdered, and his killer was never found. He had been strangled, and 2 stones, a black one and a white one, crushed into his eye sockets. Very brutally. Yay, I have a bed! I'm so excited. Alright. Oh look, there's paints and a blank canvas, which is lovely. Okay, well, I'm going to take a nap and level up and appreciate my new quarters. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me.